Welcome. This is video 2 of 4 video series for the Employee Relations Group. In video 2, I am going to describe the profile of the company. I will show you how to use the profile. I will also show you how to change dates, add a spreadsheet and color code those sheets, add columns, and we are going to edit certain charts for the company profile. The company profile is nothing more than a report analysis. What it is it captures information from different sections of the organization. For example, look at the bottom here. Here we have 6 different items or things or sections that contribute to the actual profile. What it is the profile gathers information from these 6 different events or things and populates them in here so that upper management can see the progress and they're able to better manage the employees or the projects or whatever it may be of the company. Okay, the one thing that I need you to remember is that this is fictitious information. It is only information used to show how the program works or how the profile is set to work. There is no automation on this presentation, so nothing is automated. It is just a visual representation of how the actual program would work. The most important thing I want you to focus on is on the dates. If you double click, you'll get a calendar. The reason why the dates are important is because this is how you control how the numbers populate on this section. So whatever date range you select from here, say this is the start, the top is always the start and the bottom is always the end date. So whatever date you select or whatever start date or end date you select, it'll reflect these numbers, and these numbers are automatically populated through either formulas or some kind of code to generate from these other sheets. For example, now remember, they're not connected because this is just fictional information. So when you select the date, you will get the total amount of trips or transfers based on the range, and it will compare the current period that you selected against the prior period. So whatever it may be, usually it's the same amount of days or same amount of months, and at the end it will give you a change, an increase or a decrease, and as you can see, it's color coded. So for example, here on the trips, they've had a 67% increase. They've taken 5 trips this current extraction period as opposed to last extraction period. And so the profile is set to capture information by different dates. Now the thing about this profile or this program is that once it gets updated, and you don't have to manually change the numbers will change because the program is automatically connected. This presentation is not connected. So if you focus here on the trips, we have 5 and 3. When you change or you make a different selection, the program will capture it and it will change automatically. I'm changing it physically because it's not connected. So when you make the selection, everything, all the charts are tagged to the actual profile, so everything is updated once you make the selection. We have 4 different types of charts. We have current versus prior, year-to-date current versus year-to-date prior, and we have a distribution of workload. That way you're able to see the workload for certain items such as meetings. For example, for this period, it's telling me that the meetings are taking 36% of our time, and on this section over here, on this chart, on this side over here, it's telling me the year-to-date current workload distribution. Again, projects is the main concern because it's taking 60% of the workload. So that's how it works. It's a system that's connected through all these different sections. Basically, these sections here are the backbone of the company. They as long as they are maintained, the profile will automatically capture all the information, and you as the employee or as the analyst or anybody, the only thing you really have to do is select the date range, and within a minute or two or a few seconds, the whole profile or the whole profile will be updated. The only thing that you or whoever's maintaining certain information, it could be one individual is handling trips, another individual is handling office transfers. Think of these sheets as individual databases, because every time you put information here, whatever information you put here is automatically captured under the profile. The most important thing that you have to remember is to maintain a date, because the program works on a date range. So for whatever item you're working on, you always have to have a date. That way the program knows that it has to make the selection based on a date. Now remember, this is basic information input. It's not advanced, so please don't think that we can't automate it even further. But the whole point is to make it as easy to work with and as easy to analyze for the average individual that has never really done any type of cloud-based analysis. When you're working with this type of a system, it's just basically the same as working with Excel. The only difference is that, in my opinion, is that the cloud-based gives you a way to attain your information through many different devices, and you can collaborate. It's very easy to do. It's not difficult to work with. But again, you have to maintain certain criteria, and that criteria being you have to have a date in order for the profile to work. All this other information, such as rank, division, will come into play in video number 4. But for now, as long as you maintain something very simple and you maintain a date, you should have an active profile with no issues. Okay, now that we've talked about how and why the dates are so important, let's talk about how to add a sheet to the whole profile. So to add another sheet, say you have another item or another section that you want to incorporate. Okay, the only way, or not the only way, but one of the easiest ways is just click under the plus sign, add a sheet. It will add it, and to place it anywhere in your screen, all you have to do is just grab it, hold, and drag. Grab it, hold, and drag. And to rename it, just click under the little arrow, and you can delete, duplicate, or rename. To rename it, click under rename, backspace, and name it whatever you want or whatever needs to be. For example, let's rename it pay. And as long as you have the same type of headers as these, and you have a date, incorporating it into the profile should not be difficult. Although it's a little more advanced, because you are going to have to work with either formulas or some type of code, it's very doable. And to delete a sheet that you don't need, just click on it, right click, and delete. It will give you a heads up or a warning telling you that you're about to delete something. If you're unsure, cancel it, but if you're sure, you click OK. Remember, these items here, these 6 items, are preset to populate the profile. So if you delete any of these, it will affect the profile. So these are set. We can add some more, but you can't delete, because if you do, you're going to affect the profile. Okay, now let's learn how to add a column. To add a column, say you want to add a column anywhere, whether it's here or wherever you want. All you have to do is highlight the entire column, right click, and insert left or right. Right click, insert left or right. To delete a column, the same thing. Highlight the entire column and delete column. Okay, now let's go back to the profile. The next thing I want to show you is how to edit charts. Now, because this is a very basic introduction on how to use this Google Drive and the items within Google Drive, I will not show you how to create a chart, only because it's a little more time consuming. But once you get to use it and experiment and play with it, you will be able to create your own charts based on the information that I'm going to provide you right now. What I do want to show you is how to learn how to edit in case you want to make changes to the information. Remember, these 4 charts are connected to this profile information here. So the way you change it is you click on the chart and you see these 3 circles, click on them, edit chart. Now say you want to change the title for whatever reason. Double click the title and start typing. That is it. Again, click on the chart, double click the title, change it, and that's it. If you want to change any other stuff, it's a little more time consuming. Once you play with it, you'll figure it out. But I do want to show you how you can change your information display here. Again, click the 3 circles here, edit chart. On the right side, you're going to have your chart editor. This date range is very important because this is how the chart information is tagged or centralized, not centralized, but tagged to the actual profile information. For example, if you click the little icon here, the little box icon here, it will show you that this chart, the information derived from this chart, comes from C12 through D20. So C12 is here, D20 is here. So basically it's telling me this is the title information, and then the actual numeric information comes from E12 and E20. So this is the actual information derived. Okay, so in short, we've learned how the profile works, how to change the dates by double clicking or click inside and just retyping. I always recommend that you double click so you get an actual calendar. We've learned how to add different sheets by clicking on the plus sign, add a sheet. We learned how to rename it by clicking rename or deleting. We've also learned how to use the charts, how to edit them. With that being said, we will go on to video number 3.